our dear student. How is it going today? Which is the best and a good and to be a good healthy. Let's start with unit 3 in a science subject that talking about the atmosphere. What is the atmosphere? We know from the previous some information of the previous lessons that the atmosphere is sum of gases. Okay, let's start with lesson 1, the gas of oxygen. The gas of oxygen. In the beginning of the lesson, we must know the definition of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a mixture of gases surrounding the Earth. Mixture of gases surrounded the Earth and attracted to it by the effect of gravitational force. We know that from the previous lesson in lesson 1 and unit 1 that mass and weight, from the weight we know the gravitational force, that is a force by it we can it attracted the body towards to it. The gravitational force on the Earth is bigger than the gravitational force on the moon or any planet. So the atmosphere, considered it is a mixture of gases surrounded the Earth and attracted to it by the effect of the gravitational force. Okay, what are the components of the atmosphere? What are the components of the atmosphere? The components of the atmosphere are nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide, and other gases. The percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere is 78%, oxygen 21%, but the percentage of the other gases like carbon dioxide, water vapor, and helium, neon, water vapor, and other gases is 1%. Again, what are the components of the atmosphere? We know that the atmosphere is a mixture of some gases of like nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases. The percentage of nitrogen is 78%, oxygen 21%, and the carbon dioxide 1%, and other gases. Other gases like water vapor and argon, neon, helium, inner gas or noble gases. So from this picture, I can conclude that the percentage of nitrogen is huge. It's the biggest percentage in the atmosphere, that equals 78%. Oxygen 21%, and carbon dioxide, other gases 1%. Okay. What is the importance of these gases or the atmosphere? What is the importance of the atmosphere? The atmosphere, according that the atmosphere consists of some gases or mixture of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, other gas. These gases have function to our Earth, to our planet. What are these functions? Number one, it protects the Earth by absorbing the harmful ultraviolet rays comes from outer space. What means this statement? That means the atmosphere protect the Earth. How? By absorbing the harmful ultraviolet. Harmful ultraviolet that come from the outer space, the atmosphere absorbing it. So prevent it to reach the Earth. Number two, it adjusts the temperature of Earth's surface. What's the meaning of adjust? Adjusts meaning balance. meaning equilibrium, meaning stable, keep it, adjust, equal in its meaning, like balance it, or equilibrium, or keep in. It adjusts or balances the temperature of Earth's surface without any effect. Number one, it protects the Earth by absorbing the harmful ultraviolet rays comes from outer space. Number two, it adjusts the temperature of Earth's surface. Number three, particles of pollutants in the atmosphere are very useful. We know that the atmosphere consists of some pollutant particles that come from the smoking of the factories, the smoking of the cars, wherever. These particles of pollutants is very important to us. Why? Because they help in the condensation of water vapor and falling of rains or snow. If you remember what's the meaning of condensation, condensation, it is a process that liquid convert or change into water vapor. Water vapor change into gas. Like when we see some of droplets in the cold weather, in the winter season, we saw some droplets on the glass of the car in the cold weather. Why? Because the condensation process take place or happened. Okay, condensation means water vapor equal gas change into liquid equal water. So it helps in condensation of water vapor that found in the air and falling of rains or snow. Change the water vapor in the air, in the atmosphere, to rains or snow. Okay. What is the chemical structure of oxygen gas? Oxygen gas consists of two atoms of oxygen that has formula NO2. It's easy to understand it. Okay. Oxygen exists in the atmosphere in gas state. We can feel oxygen, or we know that oxygen exists, that means found in the atmosphere in gas state. Okay. How can we take oxygen gas? The source of oxygen gas. The main source of oxygen gas on the earth is the green plants. We can feel oxygen in our respiration process. We take oxygen from the air and get out carbon dioxide in exhalation process. So the main source of oxygen gas on earth is green plants. Oxygen is produced during photosynthesis process. Oxygen is produced during photosynthesis process. We studied it, yes. We studied it in grade 4 that photosynthesis process, in this process, plant take carbon dioxide and light and water and minerals from the soil and mix it together on the surface of the leaves, and during the leaves we can obtain the oxygen and the food of plants, starch or sugar. So the main source of oxygen gas on the earth is green plants. Oxygen is produced during photosynthesis process. In photosynthesis process, plants take carbon dioxide gas from the air, water and mineral salts from the soil, and produced sunlight to produce oxygen gas and nutrients, or sugar and starch. That is a food of plant. Percentage of oxygen gas. Oxygen represents 21% of the air volume, about one-fifth of the atmosphere, about one-fifth of the atmosphere. The major percent of gases in the atmosphere is nitrogen, 78. But oxygen represents 21% of the air volume, about one-fifth of the atmosphere. Let's know it by this test or by this activity. What do you need in this activity? A glass basin, a graduate cylinder, and a candle and colored water. What should you do? Fix a lighted candle inside a basin like this in the picture, and containing this basin, consists of or containing the colored water. Okay, how can I know the percentage of carbon dioxide, of oxygen gas in the air? Let's again, to understand this point, if we use a candle, light candle like this, and if we use a light candle like this, and a cylinder, okay, and cover the cylinder, cover the light candle with a cylinder, what will we observe? You will observe that the light candle will put off. What happened? Put off the lightning candle, that is a sign that the volume or the presence of oxygen inside the cylinder is ended, is consumed. Because if the oxygen still found in the cylinder, inside the cylinder, the candle still lightning, but the lightning of candle is ended, put off. That means it consumed all oxygen inside the cylinder, and the colored water will raised in this point. That means this point, if we measured it, equal the 1/5 of the volume of it inside the cylinder. Okay? Okay. That means the oxygen, the percentage of oxygen or the volume of oxygen inside the cylinder, 1/5 of all volume. Okay. In another slide, we will observe that important question. Okay, the ratio. Let's attention to this question, and if you know to ask it in the class or anytime, why I can answer you. The ratio of oxygen gas is a fixed ratio in the atmosphere. Ratio mean percentage. Although it consumed during respiration and burning and oxidation, why it is stable? Why the ratio of oxygen gas is stable, fixed? Because it is compensation of by green plants during photosynthesis process. Compensation mean take it in continuously shape. Take it in continuously shape. Or green plants produced oxygen in a continuously way. Do the